Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I just wanted to jump in here and make a quick video about the exciting news that was announced yesterday. Or well, it's pretty exciting, right? So as most people know, I am a Sony shooter. I've been a Sony shooter for over 10 years now. I really jumped in on the mirrorless sort of craze right when it first started. My very first mirrorless camera was the original Sony A7, and then I went to the A7R3, and then to the A1, which is what I shoot currently. So yesterday, Sony announced finally a new Sony A1 Mark II, and a lot of people were watching, expecting to be blown away and hoping this is going to be some new groundbreaking camera like the original A1 was. And I think a lot of people have probably come away from that going, oh, well, okay. So I thought I would just go over here really quick, sort of what I thought about it and whether I'm planning on upgrading, and just sort of where I think or who this camera probably is more intended for, because I think I have a pretty good idea. So, yeah, this is so kind of like what I'd like to compare this to is, every year when the new iPhone comes out or the new Pixel comes out or whatever your phone is, some years the jump between is sort of a not big jump. like, oh, I had the iPhone 13 and then I didn't get the 14 because there wasn't really that much of a difference, But then some years there's a really big jump, right? So I would say if going from the A1 now to the A1 Mark II is one of those minor sort of jumps, right? So a couple of things that I did like that is not on my current A1 but is a new feature on this A1 Mark II is, and again, I'm thinking of this specifically from mostly a wildlife standpoint. I'm sure there's other new features in here that is not really specific to wildlife. That would be very nice, but the ones that jumped out to me, again, thinking about the wildlife aspect, is the pre-capture, which the current A1 does not do, and I believe the Nikon and Canon cameras do. I know the OM system camera does it too, with pre-capture. So basically, if you're looking at, say, like a bird, and if you have like your finger half pressed down, it will start taking images even though you haven't actually pressed it yet. So that way, if the bird, takes flight before you were ready, you can then press the trigger after the bird has flown away all the way down, and it will save those images that it sort of pre-captured. So the idea is that you will never miss a shot. And of course, as someone who does stills and video for YouTube, this is the one that's probably most tempting for me, is they have now introduced that subject detection to video. Currently, subject detection is only for stills. So if any of you have a camera that has like bird recognition or pet recognition or animal recognition or whatever, human recognition, you will know when you're in stills mode, it will try to focus on the eye once it detects the subject that you have set for. So I mostly leave mine on bird focus, but that's only for stills. So now that is available for video, which is that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And of course, the overall subject detection is improved over the original A1. There's a new chip on this new camera that uses AI to get better positive hits on subject detection. So again, for birds and wildlife, that would be a good help. So am I going to upgrade? No, absolutely not. At least not in any immediate future. First off, and again, I'm not like a great photographer. I'm not trying to like say I'm the best here, but I rarely miss those shots of birds taking off. Of course I do, but if I'm focused on a bird that's on a perch, like I know when it's about to take off, and so I start shooting. So, the pre-capture would be nice, but I just don't feel like it's a feature that I'm like, oh man, I could have made portfolio shots if I had that. Like, I just don't feel like that would really be. I mean, it's a great feature, but I don't know if I would pay thousands and thousands of dollars for it. And then, like I said, the other thing with the subject detection in video, again, I just don't see. I'm not shooting blurry video. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's some moments where something really fleeting happens and I'm trying to get on the subject quickly. But I mean, overall, I just can't recall a ton of times where I've come home and pulled, video footage and I'm like, oh, this whole thing is out of focus. Like I'm really good about making sure I'm in focus before I start rolling. So again, it would be a nice to have feature, but it's not something that I'm going to trade in my current camera and then pay thousands and thousands of dollars for this upgrade. So it's going to be a no for me on the A1 Mark II for now. The good news is the A1 is still just top shelf camera. Again, like I said, this one is just sort of more of a refinement of the original A1 than rather than like just a, oh my God, they've completely blown the old one out of the water. And if you're shooting on an A1 now, you're living in the past. That is definitely not the case. So anyways, I am curious if you guys watched the announcement video yesterday. Of course, Sony always does a very good job of making hype videos and hyping up their new product. I have to admit, as I was watching some of that stuff, I was like, ooh, that's pretty cool. But I'm curious, my Sony guys out there, are you going to trade in and upgrade here, or are you just going to kind of let it go? So for me, I'm going to let it go for now. But I'm one of those people, here's what I'm afraid is going to happen, is I'm going to be out in the field and I'm going to run into someone who has it. And they're, of course, going to tell me about how great it is. And I'm going to get gear envy. That's what I'm worried about. That's what always gets me. So anyways, that is my take on the new A1. It looks incredible, but it does not look to me like it seems like worth upgrading off the A1 4. I do think if someone were maybe brand new into the Sony ecosystem, and if they came and said, okay, well, what's the best camera Sony has? And it was like, oh, well, it's the A1. And they're like, oh, well, isn't that camera like 3 or 4 years old already? So now I think if someone came in brand new to Sony and they wanted the best, they can say, oh, yeah, this is our brand new camera. So I think for someone who maybe is coming in new, it'd be a good selling point. But for those of us that already have Sony, like recent Sony cameras, to us, we're probably like, oh, yeah, no, we're good. So anyways, that's my take on the A1 Mark II. Hope you guys are having a good one. Again, new video coming up this weekend. It's going to be my boulder birding video. And then I'm hoping for the Bighorn Rut, which has been awesome. I'm hoping to get that out on Thanksgiving. So anyways, got that to look forward to. And I am editing like a madman right now. So hope you guys are having a good one. See you later. Bye.